Hello everyone, welcome to yet another set 10 deck profile video that I am clapping my hands. This is probably going to be the last one of the decks that I'm actually playing, which means that next up, I'm finally going to be able to show you guys that Chronojet deck I've been talking about and testing in the shadows. If you guys want to see my takes on like Hexor, Bing, and Diva, comment down below if you guys want to see those builds and I'll do profiles on them. Dude, look at that. I'm so freaking tired right now. You see the sleep in my eyes? I can definitely use some race energy right now. There's the code Skyridge, save 15% online. Photoshop and Invisible one right here. But today we're finally talking about the last of the Masque decks in this set that I care about. I'm not building Zorga. You can't make me build Zorga. Unless this video gets like 25 likes and you guys comment 10 times for me to build Zorga. Do it, interact with me, YouTube algorithm. But no, we're not talking about the wizard, we are talking about the Witch of the Stars herself, everyone's favorite Dark State girl, Sophie Bell. And there's exactly one way, as a dog owner, that I can talk about this deck. Go do something, you get a treat. Tilly, Sophie, the babies. Anyone speak? You guys don't bark, you're too good for that. I'll go, there's a bark, 111s, here we go. Everyone gets a treat. Tilly, you already have one, get one Tony. Here you go, Soph, you're the start of the show. Alright, Cody's getting the last one. I need to do some tricks. You go up. You grab spin. Thank you. Cat high five. Good job. Till you don't get this for Coney. Alright, let's talk about trading cards. Unica is a witch that cares about critical triggers. A lot. So much so that I'm straight up running 9 critical triggers, including one in the ride line. Yes, this is a stupid idea because I'm sacrificing the standard starter that lets you draw a card if you get a second. But really, that's all you're losing out on, is just drawing a card if you get a second. And really, since none of her skills require your opponent to be a grade 3, you don't mind just punching them in the face and go extremely aggro with this deck. Like, there's no reason to go second ever. Also, it's Sombra. As for the Unicorn Witch herself, she has 2 simple effects. First of all, when it triggers Soul Blasted, you choose one of your units that gets +5. And it's going to help a lot for her main ability, because when she attacks, you Soul Blast 3. Find all the triggers that you Soul Blasted from its cost, and then perform the following based on the number of critical triggers in your mind zone, like these guys. 1 or more, choose one of your opponent's rear guards to retire it. 2 or more, she gets a crit, and 3 or more, she gets a drive check. The important part about this is that all your crits that get bound just stay there permanently. So after the first one, if you already have your 3 crits already bound, you don't need to worry about binding crits the rest of the game. You just have these 3 effects whenever you attack. Cuban barks and that's actually flavor. Good skill could be better, but hey, that's what the support for the deck's for. Also, I guess I should mention the other cards in the ride deck. When you ride over her with this girl, you get to Soul Charge 2 and maybe get to draw a card if you Soul Charge your crit. And then you can bind a trigger from your soul to get +10. You're never going to use this realistically because you're smart. This one's a lot better. Just like in the last video you saw, when you ride the thing, you get to call these 2 girls out, which means you have rear guard skills. And her skill is, if you're Almajestar, choose 2 of your trigger, you get stream drops them, put them in soul, give her a +5. So it works just like a card I'm going to show you in about 2 seconds, but with the Counter Blast sound. Honestly, this is one of those great 2s that if you had room for it, go ahead and run extra copies. It's not bad, and she's freaking adorable. Look at those. She has like energy claws. To help keep this trigger in soul, we have a couple different units. First one I literally just talked about, Kit's Peak Griffin. It is the grade 2 for the deck that has 2 skills. If your Vanguard is Almajestar, you can choose 2 triggers from your drop zone, shove them back in soul. This is free. In previous build, you would actually run non-critical triggers just to shove them continuously back in soul, Soul Blast them, and shove them back in soul, and back and forth. Just keep on having that skill. But I mean, now you run crits, whatever. So you'll see why we run more crits in a second. Second skill is just, this is your 5/5 for the deck. It's a 15k, 10k defender. Not bad. Good Demon Birdie. Then the other soul modulator I run is a common that literally no one saw except for people that played a really weird boss monster. This is Inhale Pit, who says, once per turn, you can Soul Blast a grade 1 or greater, choose 2 grade 0s from your drop zone, put them back in soul. Once again, this is free, you just Soul Blast anything that's not a trigger, put 2 triggers back in soul, and you're set up ready to go. Not bad, this is a once per turn skill, and we like it. Alright guys, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. Technically, this mat does have a mask on it. Oh my god, was Harry the first mask unit? Yeah, it's a Masque deck. If you guys have seen any of my latest Masque videos, you know exactly how we play this. We need 2 masks, 3 of the searchers, and the searcher makes Dragon Tree as well as searching a mask. It's just engine. So when Unica turns into a bad girl, she becomes a bicorn. So I guess it's just like a deer, goat, horse thing. I mean, I know Bicorn's a thing, shut up. So she has 2 special skills, much like the rest of them that kind of evolved from Unica. Love that got that frame rare for the case. Make sure you check out that video. It's like 1.5 hours of fun. Like you can sit down, have some snacks, maybe some raised energy, and, you know, just watch people open cards and talk about stuff. Anyways, good girl, bad girl. She's a bad girl, right? All right, so 2 skills. You remove a card with Astroea. That's these. I run 2 extra copies because you want to go back and forth in this build to activate different skills. She's going to post rear guards, retire it, and she's going to get an extra drive check. This is okay. I mean, theoretically, it's just a move 1 card from anywhere now instead of Soul Blast 3 to get 2/3 of the same effect, but it doesn't cost souls, so I guess that's good if you care about your soul resource mattering, which is good because your soul resource does matter for the second skill. Well, you kind of blast 1 this time. Remind you of a certain chicken drag we just talked about. Find all your critical triggers for this cost, and choose 1 of your rear guards to stand. That we stop reading right here. This gives you a stand, this gives you a 4th attack. Good. Multi-attack is good in the game. End of story. But it gets better, because keep reading in the same sense. It says, and that unit and this unit gets +5 until end turn for every 2 critical triggers in your bind zone. This is why we max out crits again. Once again, if you guys do want to see my set 9, I guess it is? Yeah, that'll be last set. The original Unica build, comment down below, leave a nice little like. We'll do it on like, say, 10. This is a small enough channel. We'll do it on 10 likes. I'll do an original Unica deck build to show you why you don't always necessarily max out crits in that base deck. However, this is a special version. We have the special version of the girl, and we're gonna be running 8 crits. So yeah, 4 of her, 3 Unica in the deck. And like I said, you do want to be able to switch back and forth. You do want to have these ready in case you need to remove them for Unica Bico's skill. And in case you want to Persona Ride or do the cheekiest thing in the world that generates 3 soul, which is, say you're on the girl and you have 0 soul. Okay, it sucks to be you, you need 3 soul blasts to activate. How do you make soul? We got these 3 in your hand, right? Or that could be in the drop zone. It could be wherever, just have a mask anywhere. So, turn. Ride. Oh no, I went back to normal Unica, whatever. Here comes the mask. Yum, 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 summon my persona. Go back into the right version. Shut up, I'll put the right one on top. We go into the right version, and suddenly, out of nowhere, your 1 soul turned into 3. Congratulations, you can now activate her effect. Masque is really good in Dark State. Of course, to make the strategy vibe, we have a couple of support units. Starting off with this girl. She is your cycle card for Dark State, and I run 4 copies of her in this deck. Basically, each of these have the same top ability, and when they're discarded during your ride phase, Soul Blast 1 and put it bottom deck to draw a card. This is really good, because if you pay attention to the ride line, you'll know that we don't draw a card off the starter, and then Soul Charge 2 off of the grade 2 turn. So you're gonna have free Soul Blast for every single turn, and you don't mind Soul Blasting that crit turn 1 just because you have cards that put it back into Soul. On top of that, she has the second skill, which I think is really good in this deck. Maybe good in another deck that I might do in the future, but Bear Magnus feels like a really awkward deck to have Persona Rise in, and that is when placed from hand, if you Persona Ride that turn. Counterblast 1, choose a card from your soul, hold out to rear guard, and if you call the card, you can Soul Charge a card. So place the card that you call from soul. Soul Charge 1 means that Swirler is good if you play Swirler, and this just gives you ability to make a field out of nowhere as long as you Persona Ride. Of course, meaning that the card that you call is going to get +10 because Shut Up Persona Ride is the thing. Yeah, we maxed around this build. I could see taking this as your flex spot, but I just need a way to show her off, and this seemed like the best deck to do it. Until I finally do that Chronojet deck, make sure you subscribed. Then another cute card that I was looking for a good mass deck to show off in is this chick, who we run out of 3 of. Real simple skill, basically says that if she's on Dragon Tree marker, it's gonna get +5, and when you intercept, it's gonna +5. So effectively, it's a 15k, 10k, just like Hit Speak Dragon. However, don't forget what Dragon Tree does. It gives you a card that's on it a +5 as long as you're a Masque unit. Effectively, it becomes a 20k, 10k interceptor. Shield value is okay, free 20k is decent, and having more power on your restand is always the good thing. Then the final things you already kind of know about. We run 2 of this boy, you saw him in the gradual build. But when you Soul Blast 3 by your effect, aka your Vanguard, you're going to be able to check your top card and either shove down Soul or put it back on top deck. So basically how you read this card is when you activate your Vanguard's ability, you either stack a trigger, or you get +1 soul for your next stand, thus making a Soul Blast 2 on the next turn. Really, really good. You only have room to fit 2, but that's all you really need. I mean, it's a perfect card. You could run an Elemental Sanctaria in this deck. I just didn't feel like putting it in for the profile. Go ahead and put it in. Chronojet's the thing, besides the thing. I guess we might see more grade 4 decks, but I don't care. Look, I have 2 of each right, it's funny. And finally, we'll wrap up this deck profile the exact way I started it by talking about triggers. You already know I run 8 crits and over trigger. I also run 3 fronts and 4 heals. Good talk. So that is going to put an end to our tale of masks for now. You already know that when set 11 comes out, we're doing great on masks, because hashtag great for great on. Until then, heal, chill with the dogs. Because that's exactly what Sophie Bell would want. No, wait, I'm the dog. Like I said at the top of the video, if you guys want to see again Diva, Hexorb, or whatever else is in set 10 that I didn't build, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, all that fun stuff. And if you want to help me build all these cool decks, make sure to check out my page on TCG Player, because that helps me afford new cards. Until next time, Master still a Persona 5 reference. I need a shave apparently, but always embrace the infinite. I swear, this is the most appropriate video to have dogs growl in the background for. I'm not editing that out. Till you're insane. Wait, do it again.